Good morning, class. So we were discussing about the separation of substances in different types of mixtures. In previous classes, we had discussed about many different methods to separate the mixtures when the components are in the solid forms. Then last class we had discussed about the separation of substance when the mixture's component is made up of both liquid as well as solid. Means when the solid is mixed into the water or liquid, then how it will be separated, that we had discussed. So just take a look what we had discussed in that methods. Previous class, when we were talking about the separation of substance when the mixtures of solids with liquids, then we had a discussion on the homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homo means uniformly distributed, means all the solid particles when dissolved in the solution completely, then it is considered as homogeneous mixture. The heterogeneous means when the mixture is not uniformly distributed, means when the sand is added, the sand does not get dissolved in the water. It is insoluble, hence it forms a separate layer. This is considered as heterogeneous mixture. Then we had discussed about the methods for separating solids that dissolve in liquids: evaporation, change of liquid into vapor on heating. Then crystallization. Crystallization is always followed after evaporation, in which a pure solid is formed. I discussed that don't mix with evaporation and crystallization. Both the processes are different. Though when I was making you clear about the concept, you may have got some confusion. But then also I tried to make you clear in the online class. Once again I am repeating the same thing. Evaporation is just change of liquid part of the mixture into the vapor. If salt is dissolved into the water, it will make a solution because salt is soluble in water. When we heat the mixture, the water part of the mixture will evaporate. That evaporation is that method of change of water into vapor is known as evaporation. When the water will completely evaporate, the white particles will left behind in the bowl or the container. When it is changed into pure crystals, it is termed as crystallization. First evaporation takes place and then formation of the pure crystals occur, which is termed as crystallization. Clear? Okay. Next, separating solids that do not dissolve in liquid. Means when the solute particles are not, or the mixtures are not uniformly distributed. Sedimentation, decantation and loading. About three processes we had discussed. Sedimentation means settling of heavier particles to the bottom of the container and then pouring the water to the another container very slowly and carefully. Decantation. The method of sedimentation is very slow with the help of any chemicals. If the particles get the speed and settle down at the bottom at a very high speed, then it is termed as loading. Alum, in Hindi we called it fitkari. When the fitkari is dipped in the mixture of sand and water, the sand particles get loaded with the alum and dissolve and settles down very quickly. Sedimentation, decantation and loading is clear. two more methods are left to be discussed. They are filtration and centrifugation. That we will discuss in today's class. Now let's start today's class. Before that, once again, the chapter name is Separation of Substances, and today we will be dealing with the mixtures of solids in liquids, where the one part is insoluble. Insoluble means which does not dissolve in the water. Dissolve in water. Sand into water. Very good example of mixtures of solids in liquids. 3 processes we have done. This is the 4th one. The word filtration itself give you a very clear idea. But before that, just rewind the meaning of traditional filter that we had read, I think, in standard 3 or 4. What is the meaning of traditional filter? Traditional filter is a system, or we can say it is a method. Let me change my sketch pen so that it will look better. A system or method to filter the solid particles from the water. In the olden days, people were not so advanced. They used to drink the river water, and many years ago the river water was considered as pure water. But nowadays we cannot take a risk because we have only mixed many of the unwanted materials to the river water. So in olden days, the river water was only containing some of the solid particles like sand particles or dust particles. The people used to put that water, which contains some of the solid particles, into the traditional filter, and then it was purified. If you remembered this type of structure, where a series of pot were used to kept on each other, and with a hole for the passage of the water. The unclear water or unclean water used to put in the first pot. This pot used to contain the coarse sand, means big particles of the sand. Clear? And then a piece of cloth. Let me draw it once again. Okay, once again I am drawing you. This is the first pot which was kept on the top of the second pot, and it was kept on the stand. Okay. This is your unclean water. Where? On the top of the system. Here, big gravels and the sand particles. Gravels means pebble type structure, and coarse means big particle. Coarse sand particles were kept, and then a synthetic cloth. Synthetic means the cloth which is made in the factory. Synthetic cloth is spread just below the gravel. When the water is poured, these gravels and the coarse sand, they absorb the solid particles and the water gets down from the hole. The second one, small particles of the sand, which is known as fine sand particles, which was kept. This fine sand particles again absorb some of the solid particles and let the clear water enter to the third pot. This is the clean water. This method slowly abolished now. Now we are not using, because this traditional method only used to clean the solid particles from the water, but does not kill the germs. But here we are not talking about the purification of water. We are just talking about the method of filtration, in which we have seen how the gravel, coarse sand and the fine sand, which was kept in the series of the pots, they help to hold the particles which was in the water, and then only clean water is obtained. This is filtration method. Nowadays we are not in a habit of using traditional filter. We have modern filter made up of steel, and in which the two candles are there, or one candle. This candle used to purify the water by taking all the solid particles. And this is known as candle, not candle with mombatti one, not the candle which is used to filter the water. But now most of the people, they have switched over from this modern filter to the RO, reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis RO water goes from a series of processes: filtration, purification, heating, demineralization, mineralization, and just we prefer to drink this water because it is considered as the best potable water. Potable water means the water which can be drunk. Clear to you? Which is fit for drinking. Clear to you? So, filtration means just to remove the solid particles from the water. Now, what is the definition? Filtration is a process of separating insoluble solids. Mind it. Insoluble solids from a liquid using a fine porous material. What is the meaning of porous? Porous means which have many tiny holes. Clear to you? Which have many tiny holes. Take a piece of cloth or a hanky and try to hold the water. What will happen? Will you able to hold the water? No. The water will flows down from the hanky because the cloth have many small holes. Cloth is porous in nature. Got my point? Alright. Hanky is porous in nature because it contains many tiny means very small holes, and hence the water goes down from that hanky. So filtration needs a porous material. Here I have drawn the method of filtration. You can see there is a funnel. Inside the funnel, a filter paper is placed. This filter paper you will get in your higher class when you perform different practicals, especially in chemistry lab. Okay, I'll show you two activities after the discussion of this filtration. Okay, one activity and second two activities I will be showing you. Clear? One that we will use in our common household activity. Another one, as I do not have filter paper, but I'll try to make you clear what I wanted to, or I want to make you clear from this point. First, you just give your concentration on this diagram. This is a funnel, and inside the funnel filter paper is placed. This funnel is fitted with a stand. Okay, and here one beaker, which is you can say a glass or a bowl, is kept. Done. Now the muddy water, the water which contains the mud particles or the soil particles, it is kept with the help of the glass and with a glass rod, so that slowly it will enter the funnel. Funnel you must have seen when we put the kerosene oil into the lamp, that cone like structure, that is known as funnel. When the muddy water is filled into the funnel, the mud particles, it will remain into the funnel, and the water part will come down slowly and is collected into the beaker, which is clean water. This clean water is known as filtrate. What we called it? Filtrate. Okay. The unwanted particles or the soil particles which is collected in the funnel, it is termed as residue. Residue means the left one. Residue means the left one which is not needed. The result what we have got is clean water known as filtrate. Now what is filtrate? The clean water obtained after filtration is called filtrate. The solid impurities remains on the filter paper is called residue. Now you see, this is which is left on in the funnel is residue, which is obtained in the container, it is known as filtrate. Tea leaves from the tea. When we prepare the tea, you must have seen your mother is filtering the tea leaves from tea. Very good example of filtration. The water works department, from where we get the drinking water. The water is being filtered by this method first. Many methods are there, but filtration is the first process which is done in the water works department to make or to give us clean water. And after that, many processes are there. Clear? Now it is the time for the activity. This is the best example that I can show you to make you more clear about the filtration method. When I was preparing this video to teach you all, suddenly I felt like drinking tea. So I thought, let's prepare the tea to refresh my mood as well as to make you more clear about the filtration process. Now the method of the preparation of tea is well known to you. How we are preparing the tea? By mixing water and good amount of milk, and then tea leaves with sugar is boiled in that mixture. Now you can see it is properly boiled, and you can see that the tea leaves are suspended in the liquid, which is now turned a very good aromatic tea. Okay, with the help of this sieve, in Hindi or in local language we called it channi. With the help of this filter, we will separate the tea leaves which is boiling in the tea. Okay, because this is the unwanted material. Now we will do the separation. Now my tea is ready. Now just check the method of separation. Now let me turn off the gas burner. With the help of this filter, I am just separating the tea leaves. You just see the tea leaves are there on the filter, and the clean tea is in the cup. Got the method? This is your separation method. The tea leaves are separated from the tea, and this method is known as filtration, because here we have used a filter which is also known as sieve. Okay, and with the help of this the big insoluble particles which was in the suspended condition, it remained in the filter, whereas the liquid is now, the pure liquid is now, there is one, and the pure liquid is now where? It is in the cup to refresh the mood. Got the point? Very good. And this is your activity number 2 that I am going to perform. Actually, I wanted to show you the use of filter paper in filtration, but I was unable to get the filter paper as well as the funnel. But I can make you clear about this filtration process with the help of this cloth. The cloth is porous in nature. What is the meaning of porous? You can see many tiny holes are there. Many tiny holes are there. Okay. So I am putting it into the glass, and this is the muddy water. This is the muddy water, means the mud is mixed into the water, and I am just pouring this muddy water into the piece of cloth. The process is a bit slow, but you can see that how the water gets, see, it is not clean water, it is not fit for drinking, but you can see that the solid particles are left behind onto the cloth. You see, just stirring it, and you will see that the solid particles are left behind on the handkerchief, because this will not go down from the small holes of the cloth. See, separation is done or not? This is the liquid part and this is the solid part. If more water I will be adding, you see, the liquid part is, this is the only the liquid part is there, and just to make it more fast I have pressed. You see, the solid particle remained on the handkerchief, liquid part is in the glass. This is your filtration. The last method for the separation of mixture where one of the component is solid and another one is liquid is centrifugation. What is the meaning of centrifugation? Have you seen this wooden churner at your home? After preparation of the dal, your mother used to rotate the dal with the help of a wooden stick. That wooden stick is known as wooden churner. Even in the song of Little Krishna or any songs related to Kanhaji, you must have seen the mother, the Yashoda Maiya, she is rotating the mixture of cream into a pot with the help of a wooden stick. That is the churning of the cream. Have you ever seen your mother how she is preparing ghee or butter from the cream? Let us see. This is the cream that I have collected from last few days. Okay, this is the cream or top layer of the milk which is collected by me, and it is stored in the fridge. Now what I will do, after 2 or 3 more days, when it will be filled properly, then I will rotate this cream mixture with the help of a wooden stick, that is known as wooden churner. As I do not have wooden churner, I used to do this. I am not getting my wooden churner, so I am having this mixture. What I will be doing, I am just rotating the cream with the help of this mixer. Okay, and you must have seen your mother also. You can see now the milk is changing into a little bit liquid structure. And after some times, what will happen? The butter will come on the top, and the liquid part, it will remain at the bottom of the ball. I'm rotating the mixture. This is your centrifugation, and after some time I will get the result. Separation will be done. It is a time taking process, but I'll show you when it will be done in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so this is known as centrifugation, where the mixture is rotated with the help of a mixer. So in a traditional time, the people used to do this churning with the help of this wooden churner. And what happened? The milk contains some of the fats. These fats are lighter in weight, which floats on the mixture, whereas the water particles of the milk or the cream, it is heavier one, it will settle down. This is known as centrifugation. It is a method used to separate fine particles suspended in a liquid. Suspended means hanged. Suspended in a liquid by rotating the mixture at high speed. Olden days, and in our daily life also, in household, or we can say when the mixture is in a small quantity, in a small scale, the wooden churner itself does a lot of function in this centrifugation. But if it is done on a large scale, there is a machine known as centrifuge. Clear? The centrifuge is the machine which is helping to separate the butter from the milk in the dairies. Now you can see this is the container, this is the wooden churner. The milk with the cream is kept in the container and it is rotated with the help of a wooden churner. The heavier particles will settle down, and the lighter one, which is the butter one, the butter is lighter in weight, the butter will float on the top of the container because it is lighter in weight. And when this butter will be collected from the mixture, when you will heat the butter, it will change into ghee. So this centrifugation on a large scale, it can be seen in dairies farm where the butter from the cream is being separated. Clear? Now the last one is when the mixture's component are in liquid state. If both the components are in the liquid state, then how we will separate? Before that, when the mixtures are of liquid and liquid, then there are two terms for that mixtures. We usually call them. They are miscible liquid and immiscible. Miscible liquid means when two liquids mixes or dissolve into each other, then we called that mixture as miscible liquid. Immiscible means when two liquids do not mix or dissolve into each other. Clear? Miscible liquid and immiscible. Liquids which mix with each other. Immiscible means liquids which do not mix with each other. With example, we will be more clear about it. Clear? Now, two examples I am writing. One is water plus alcohol. This is the one mixture where both of them are in liquid condition. Another one, water mustard oil. Any oil we can take, but here I am taking the mustard one. Did you find any difference between them? These two liquids will mix with each other. They will mix with each other, whereas these mixture do not mix. They will form the separate layer. Miscible liquid and immiscible concept is clear. Now it's time to separate them. How we will separate the miscible liquid? For separating the miscible liquids, there is a method, fractional distillation. What is the meaning of fraction? Fraction means part. Fraction means part. Clear? Now what happens in fractional distillation? The two liquids are boiled. Each liquid have their own boiling point. The first liquid, which has the lowest boiling point, it will boil first and changes into vapors. When it goes up, it condenses and changes into liquid back. No, concept is not clear. Wait, what happens? We have the mixture water and alcohol. Okay, both of them on a system fractional distillation, they are heated. Clear? Both of them have different boiling points. What is the meaning of boiling points? Boiling points means the temperature at which a liquid boils. You know, water starts boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. This is the range of the temperature. The same way, alcohol also have a range. I think it is 78 degrees Celsius. So when the mixture is heated, the alcohol will start boiling first, then the water. The alcohol will start boiling because it has lesser, I think it is 78 degrees Celsius. It will start boiling first and changes into vapor. When it goes up, it condenses. It condenses and forms the liquid drop, which is again the alcohol. Clear to you? The water, its boiling point is 100. So it will take time to boil. The alcohol will evaporate, forms the vapor, changes into liquid once again or alcohol after condensation, whereas the water remains behind into the system. This way separation is done. This is known as distillation. Clear to you? Distillation, where the different liquids are boiled and they changes into vapor depending upon the the temperature of their boiling point. Clear to you? This is called fractional distillation. Separation of immiscible liquid. What is the meaning of separation of immiscible liquid? When oil is mixed with water, we know they cannot mix. They will form the separate layer. Then what we will do? We will take a separating funnel. This way. Separating funnel, which is fitted with a stand, and here a stopcock. Means a switch is there, which is known as stopcock. Clear to you? And here we will keep a container. Now what we have to do? Put the mixture of water and oil into it. The stopcock is closed, means nothing can come down. This is oil. This is the oil layer because mustard oil floats on the water, and this is the water layer. Now slowly we will open the stopcock. The water will flows down from this stopcock and will be collected into the container. When all the water gets collected into the container, we will close the stopcock once again. Then what will happen? The separating funnel, it will contain only oil and the ball contains only water. This way we can separate the mixture, and this system is known as separating funnel. Just like the tap it works. Tap hota hai na? Just like tap. We will open the tap, the water will flow down. The moment water will reach, all the water will go down into the container, we will what? Close the tap. What will happen? The oil will remain behind in the separating funnel. Clear to you? The last topic is combining two or more methods of separation. If the mixture is having more than two components, then only one method is not enough. Many methods or a number of methods will work together. Now you see, there is a mixture which have sugar, sand and iron nails, and we have to separate them. How will you separate? First of all, we will separate the iron nails. To separate the iron nails, which method we will apply? Obviously, magnetic separation. With the help of a magnet, we will separate the iron nails. And after that, what we will do? The sugar and sand, they will be dissolved into the water. What will happen? Sugar will dissolve, sand will not dissolve. Okay? Then what we will do? To remove sand, we will do the filtration or sedimentation. We can use sedimentation, decantation or filtration. Any one of them. Either you filter the sand, or with the help of sedimentation and decantation, we will remove the sand. Now what is left? Only sugar in the water, but it is in the dissolved condition. Then what we will do? We will use evaporation. We will evaporate the water, then we will get the sugar. So with the help of magnetic separation, sedimentation, decantation or filtration, any one of them, magnetic separation, filtration and evaporation, we can separate three particles. Here you see we have salt, ammonium chloride and sand. If the mixtures is of these three materials, then how we will separate them? Very clear. Ammonium chloride, it can sublime. So with the help of the sublimation, means when we heat the mixture, ammonium chloride will forms the vapor, and on the top it will condense and changes back into ammonium chloride. Now we have only sand and salt at the in the china dish. Sand and salt. What we will do? We will again dissolve in the water, and after that the same process, filtration we will do. The filtration or sedimentation, decantation, we will remove the sand, and then it is followed by the evaporation. Clear to you? So here again you see how many methods are there? Three methods are there. Next one, sand, pebbles and iron nails. See, the pebbles are bigger in size. With the help of the hand picking method, we can separate the pebbles. Clear to you? The iron nails, it can be separated with the help of the magnetic separation or magnet, and then we will get only sand. Clear? So this is known as combining two or more methods of separation. If the mixture contains more than two components, then we can use many methods together to separate the particles. Now this is the time for the homework. What you have to do? Define centrifugation, filtration, miscible liquid, immiscible liquid and distillation. You can take the help of the keywords. Okay? You don't have to write keywords. You can take the reference from the keywords or your textbook. I will send you the PDF of the notes also. So don't worry. Number 2, draw filtration and separating funnel diagram. Filtration diagram given in page number 60. Separating funnel, it is given in page number 62. Do it in your homework copy. So, this way we have completed the explanatory part of the chapter 4, separation of substances. Thank you. Bye-bye.